wait. You said you were in Taiwan for a whole year.
Yes.
And you lived in Tainan.
Mm-hmm.
And you never went to Kenting.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Last week I visited Little Tizzy Mandarin Taiwan Center in Stockholm, and this week we're once again back at Little Tizzy Mandarin so we can get to know one of the Swedish students a little bit better, hear about why he started to learn Chinese in Sweden, and hear why he's so excited to finally go back to Taiwan after 5 years in Sweden.
大家好，我叫 Alex， 中文名字是李凯。我2016到2017年去过台湾，然后今年9月就要再飞过去了，很期待。I'm a Swedish Chinese student, I guess, though it's studying in my own time. But I have studied at schools before, both in Taiwan and in Sweden.
So cool. This is the first time I'm meeting another Swede in Sweden who have been to Taiwan and also studied Chinese. I'm just curious, like, why Taiwan? How did all of that start?
So at first, I just kind of started learning Chinese, Mandarin in general.
It's not something that you like accidentally start learning of yourself.
No, that's a fair point. At that time, I was actually studying English at the university in another city called Zhongxiao, and some of my classmates at that time spoke Chinese, and I thought it seemed like a really interesting language, completely different both in like how you speak it and how you write it. So I thought it would be a good way to challenge myself, but also like get a good change of perspective when you learn a new language without any frame of reference. So that's when I started learning it just by myself. I ordered some books that looked fine online and just kind of started.
That's crazy. Like normal students, both Swedish and Taiwanese, we just try to like avoid learning in general. But you order your own books to learn Chinese of all things. How come Taiwan and not China?
I switched university and started studying other things. And at this new university, there was a Chinese beginners course. And the teacher there was a Taiwanese teacher, and she offered the opportunity to learn traditional Chinese, and she also introduced me to a scholarship that I could apply for to go to Taiwan, then specifically from the Ministry of Education in Taipei, which seemed very interesting at that time, at that point in my life. It just coincided really well with like what I wanted to do.
So where did you go then in Taiwan?
I went to Tainan in the south, the food capital. I heard.
That's what people in Tainan say. Yeah. Was it as you expected when you were first in Sweden? Like, what was your first impressions of Taiwan back then?
First, when I went to the school, like everything with like lodging and everything wasn't really pre-arranged. So at first, when I got there, I had like booked like a couple of weeks at a hostel in case like I didn't find anything or in case I wouldn't get a room in time. But then, as it turned out, administration in Taiwan is very flexible and kind of fast when it needs to be. So like after I think maybe I spent 2 or 3 nights at the hostel, and then I had a room in a dorm. So that was a good first impression, I would say.
Okay, nice. But what would you say is the difference between learning by yourself, by literally ordering your own books in Sweden, or actually studying in Taiwan?
That I'm looking forward a lot to now is like the structure of like the structured way of classroom learning by myself, just like kind of opening a book and see like, oh, today I can learn like these 10 words or whatever, and then I just like take the time I need, and I can also choose only to learn 5 and wait until tomorrow, but with the rest, right?
So you can be really efficient when you need to be.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The Taiwanese mindset is already here. That's perfect.
Yeah, but in class it's more like there are some things you have to do, and also I think coming to classes like this and speaking is really good for like confidence, and also to understand like how to use words colloquially and understand like grammars and stuff like this.
And now you said you've been waiting to go back to Taiwan since 2017.
Yeah.
Why this need to go back to Taiwan? You've already been there once.
Yeah, maybe you would think so, but actually I want to go back because last time I was there I met my girlfriend and partner, who has since then also been to Sweden several times, and I've also met up with her in England, and we've been in Japan together.
But what he does not know now is that he has planned to come to Taiwan for 6 months, but he most likely will stay in Taiwan for the next 11 years. But let's all just play along and pretend that he is gonna move back here to Sweden after only 6 months. What would you say is the biggest difference between living in Taiwan and in Sweden?
I think like the going out to eat culture, like every day there would be a big conversation about like where to go and get dinner, and people would gather around getting dinner together instead of like going home, cook alone, eat alone, and then maybe hang out like here. I really appreciated that part.
Have you met your Taiwanese mother-in-law, your girlfriend's family?
Actually, only through Skype.
I guarantee you there's going to be a lot more pressure to stay in Taiwan than you can expect.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but it's exciting.
Other than your girlfriend, which I will assume that you are looking forward to meet.
Yes, of course. Every day.
What else are you looking forward to? Like, what have you been thinking about Taiwan for the past 5 years?
A lot about, this sounds so boring, a lot about like the structured schooling for language.
Yeah, you're right, that sounded pretty boring.
But I would also like to do like the Pandao travel.
To be fair, if there's one place that has a structured school, it is like Taiwan. They even have like cram schools after the normal school. So
yeah, maybe I'll try out some cram schools this time. No,
it seems like a dream country for you.
Yeah.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. Other than your girlfriend, and the structured school system, which you apparently has been looking forward to, what else are you looking forward to?
No,
That's like the weirdest answer I've ever got to that question. But yeah, that's Swedish people, you know. You can take the Swede out of Sweden, but you cannot take Sweden out of the Swede.
Other things that I look forward to would be to make like the Huangdao around the island trip. Because while I did visit most of the big cities last time, I didn't go like all the way around, and some of the trips I did alone and as like a new visitor in Taiwan. So this time I'm looking forward to get more of like a cultural deep dive with my girlfriend and her family. I really like omelette, the
oyster omelette.
Oyster omelette, yeah, and also the tomatoes coated in sugar on like a skewer.
That's my girlfriend's favorite too. She's like, she cannot walk past one of those stands. But this is the thing, because it's so funny you say the tomatoes, because they're right next to the strawberries. They have strawberries in coated sugar too.
Oh really?
Oh, you haven't seen them?
That sounds better.
Exactly! Thank you, that was the point I wanted to make, because my girlfriend is like, she goes there, and she's like, oh my god! Tomatoes with sugar, and I'm like, didn't you see the strawberry right next to it?
I also missed them for a year.
Oh my
somehow.
God. You need to like look up from your school books, and you will see the strawberries.
Make an effort to learn more Taiyu.
Taiyu?
Yeah, because last time I only learned Mandarin, and I thought it was already like a lot of work last time. This time I feel like maybe I can give some more time to learn like local dialects as well, since I will be surrounded by like Taiwanese people more than like last time.
Only thing you need is like paise, atoa. That's it.
Okay, that's a good start, I think, yeah. And then also wear more sunscreen maybe.
Sounds like there's a story there. You've been to Kenting?
Actually, I have not. I actually imagined this question would come up because
oh my goodness.
Most other foreigners who were there that I lived with went, I remember, on like some big.
So where did you go then?
I mean, I went to like Taipei, Taroko, Taidong, Taichung, Kaohsiung, Xiaoliuqiu.
So basically, you have already done a Huangdao without Kenting. That's like the only place missing from the Huangdao.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I heard it was like mafan to get there with like, you have to get a bus and there's a lot of people and it's expensive.
How did you get to Xiaoliuqiu? Basically, you take the train to Kaohsiung, and then it's literally the same bus station to go to Xiaoliuqiu and to go to Kenting. Plus, if you want to go to Xiaoliuqiu, you have to take the bus and then take a ferry. So your argument that it's too annoying or too mafan to go to Kenting, but you've been to Xiaoliuqiu, just does not work. And you're going there very soon, in
beginning of September.
Beginning of September.
I have a ticket booked for September 8th.
Sounds like maybe we even have the opportunity to meet up in Taiwan as well.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And if that is something that you want to see, please do remember to subscribe to this channel, and please also like this video to show your support. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lukas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one.